large population are in the rural areas. The reason why that happens is because the economic viability of infrastructure is low in the rural areas because their source of livelihood, agriculture, is not viable. So that's why we are investing. You had the Minister of Agriculture on the panel yesterday talking about the special agro-industrial processing zone agro-pole that we are doing here in the north, in the center, and in the south. These special agro-industrial processing zones are going to change the density of infrastructure in rural areas around agriculture. Power, water, roads, irrigation, storage, logistics. What will that do? It will make agricultural processing and value addition profitable, close to where the food is produced. So you don't need to move raw materials, you will move finished agricultural products. It will create jobs, it will reduce rural-urban migration, it will add value, it will create fiscal space in rural economy. Towns will develop all around those places. Services will come closer to farmers. So in terms of special agro-industrial processing zones at the African Development Bank, in the last 2 years, we have invested $1 billion. We have 13 projects on special agro-industrial processing zones in 11 countries, and for a total of 23 projects. And you have some of the results during the panel. And in Botswana in particular, I have been in discussion with, the last thing I did before going to the plenary was to meet with the the Vice President of Botswana. And we agreed that the bank will support the development of special agro-industrial processing zones for processing beef in Botswana. Now, the question from Kenneth at the Voice of America about the presidential councils on the issue of accountability. We, the partners that are putting together the resources around governments, we are going to put in place a way in which we can monitor. So transparency, accountability, monitoring, evaluation will be a very, very important part. And of course, because the presidents at the level ones driving it, that's the highest level of accountability you can ever have. When a president says, this is going to, you heard what he was saying about President Macky Sall. I was in the boardroom with President Macky Sall, with him and all the other ministers. And I look at him, he's asking questions, okay, so when you see a head of state whose heart is there, that is the highest level of accountability. And I have every confidence that the heads of state will do exactly what they promised.
Thank you, Mr. President. Before I come to you, I think let me go to Mr. Minister here. There might be something you want to add on to the responses that we've had from Mr. President, in particularly on the SAPZs, the Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zones, and how they're working here in Senegal, just in response to the question asked from our journalist from Botswana.
Merci beaucoup. Avant de répondre à cette question, je voulais juste peut-être revenir sur l'interrogation de Madame Diouf, qui pose la question relative au choix des spéculations. En fait, dans le cadre des compacts, d'abord, ce que nous avons tous cherché, c'est la souveraineté alimentaire. Ça veut dire que nous devons produire ce que nous mangeons et nous devons manger ce que nous produisons. Donc, si vous prenez un cas concret, le cas du Sénégal, qu'est-ce que nous mangeons? Voilà. Principalement du riz. Donc, vous avez répondu à la question. Si nous voulons produire ce que nous mangeons, nous devons dire, dans la situation actuelle, quand vous regardez au Sénégal ces 5 dernières années, nous importons en moyenne 1 million de tonnes de riz blanc. Cette année 2022, on en a importé 1 300 000 tonnes. Nous savons ce que nous avons produit. Si nous ne voulons plus dépendre du riz